best in the biz. Yeah. Join the team. CTR is who we are. The media network, that's the best by far. Whether you listen at your home, at your job, in your car, come get the information that's needed above par. Never lasting.
Hello, and welcome to the Sheila C Hill Show. And that C stands for come on in this room and have a sit down so we can chit chat on today. Let me tell you, we're so excited that you're here. Now, the Sheila C Hill Show is the ultimate go-to podcast for ambitious individuals who want to live a more fulfilling life and successful life, to help you get valuable insights and expert tips, and also inspiring stories to help you improve your lifestyle, grow your business, and enhance your emotional well-being. Now, in every episode, you're going to gain practical tips and insightful wisdom in the company of a supportive community of like-minded individuals, which, hey, I call them Sheila's Thrive Tribe. Yes, because we thrive over here, okay? But if you are new to the show, I am your host, Sheila C Hill, and I just want to say hello, hola, bonjour, como está, ni hao, howdy, and what's up, y'all? You are in for a treat today. Now, before we get started, don't forget to subscribe, follow, and share, so you can join the Thrive Tribe, baby. That's where it's at. That is where it's at. Listen, today I'm so excited to have a special guest with us today. Listen, I have told you time and time again, we bring the best guests on the Sheila C Hill Show. We are VIP. We are not regular smegulas, okay? We are VIP in this joint. At this time, I would like to introduce Miss Abby. Now, listen, this lady, this queen is off the chain. She has been an entrepreneur for over 12 years. She started a pathway into government contracting and made an impressionable entrance. Like, you know, when you jump in the pool and all the water go, yeah, she made a splash in the government contracting. She also has a keen eye for business, and she could always spot opportunities. See, that's what I'm talking about. She would always share the things and the opportunities to her community. That's what it's all about, having a heart for the community. But now that she knows and she understands the knowledge base, and she has access to the land of opportunities, which is government contracting, she desires to share that access with her community. And I'm so glad to have her today. Miss Abby, let me see if I pronounce your last name. Souffrant?
Souffrant.
Is it French?
Souffrant. It is French. It is French. My husband is Haitian, so Souffrant, honey. And you can say it as fancy as you want to, okay?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Welcome to the Sheila C Hill Show. It's an honor to have you here. Let's go. Let's get it.
I'm ready. Let's go. Let's get it.
Let's go. Okay, so just give the audience just an overview of your entrepreneurship or just your elevator pitch in a sense.
Okay, let me give y'all the quick and dirty. My name is Abby Souffrant. I have been an entrepreneur for 12 years, and newly, but within the last 18 months, I have delved into government contracting, which makes everything that I do make sense. I am a wife of 15 years. I have 5 children, one is special needs. So you can just imagine my party of 7 always keeps me busy, keeps me moving. However, my heart is for the community and entrepreneurship. We go together. Entrepreneurship ain't leaving me, and I'm not leaving it, okay? And I'm also not leaving my community. I'm known as a shopping contract queen because I love doing shopping contracts for the government, but I also do other contracts for them, and my heart and desire is to teach my community how to evolve their business not just doing it with customers and not even doing it with corporate, but let's open up that door and avenue for government. Because let me tell y'all, the government got a really, 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 really good budget, and they pay. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave that at that, Miss Sheila, because we're gonna go into it more. So yeah.
Okay, awesome. I love it. I can hear your passion just coming on through, sis. Yeah. Okay, now what interested you in becoming an entrepreneur anyway? What was the deciding moment 12 years ago to become an entrepreneur?
So to be honest, just being 100% transparent, that's what I give you. Nobody would hire me, right? I did what I was supposed to do. I went to college. I got a degree. I have my bachelor's in accounting. Nobody, when I tell you nobody, I applied to so many places. Nobody would hire little old me. And I was willing to work. I wanted to work. I wanted to help provide my family, all the things you're supposed to do, right? No one hired me. So then I did what made sense, right? I went and got my master's degree, right? But in that journey of getting my master's degree, I was literally one class short of completing my master's, and I was burnt out. Because I was still applying for jobs within accounting. And most people don't like accounting. They don't like numbers. I love it. That stuff makes sense in my brain, right? I love it. Okay. But even going through that master's program at that time, my husband and I had 2 children, and it was just becoming a lot, and at some point I was like, you know what? I don't even care. So I stopped my program. One class short.
What?
I would say probably about 9 months later, the university reached out to me and said, hey, you have one class left to complete for your master's. We will pay for it for you.
What?
Which is smart on their end, right? Because they want to keep their numbers up, right? They
exactly.
want to listen now. There's a strategy for things. People have to know, right? They reached out to me and I said, okay, fine. If you're going to pay for it, I'm just literally going to do the minimum just to do it, to say I did it. I got my master's degree. I accomplished it. I didn't even open up my package that had my degree until a year later. And I was cleaning up my house. When I tell you I was done because I was so discouraged that no one wanted to hire me. Like, what is it about me that y'all don't want to hire? Like, I know there's definitely a need for accounting everywhere. However, when nobody wants to hire you, when you're also still building your family, it's a lot going on that you have to juggle. At some point, I was just like, you know what? I'm tired of trying to fight. My husband's like, listen, I take care of everything. It's okay. You used to be a mom, whatever, right? So a little bit of even more background, even into entrepreneurship. My father is an entrepreneur. Now, my dad's side of the family from Ghana. So my dad lives in Ghana. And so he's the ultimate boss. Like, when I tell you I have a blueprint of just like boss, my daddy, like all the way. Eric, hi daddy, in case you're listening.
Hey, Dad.
Right. I got my first introduction into what entrepreneurship, being a business owner is, looking and observing him. And it was like, this is quite impressive. Right. So I had a little bit of that in my DNA, right? I didn't necessarily choose that route because I chose the route that we know to do, right? And then when that didn't work, I had to figure out something else. And so just being honest, right? We're still a young couple. We have 2 kids and the struggle is real, right? The bills be billing, the math ain't math, and the kids need to be fed, right? And so, funny story, my husband and I would always, and I know back in the day, they used to do this all the time, like in the 2000s, right? They would send us mailers or mailing invitations for us to attend like business seminars where they include dinners and different things like that. So me and my husband would literally just go, like, even like when they do like timeshare stuff in like Florida and different like places where people go vacation. So they did that here, and I'm pretty sure they did it nationwide, but we would literally just go just to eat the dinner. Because one, we knew we couldn't afford any program that they're suggesting that we need to buy. We literally came just for the dinner and had a great time just being there.
I love it.
I know there's got to be somebody else that relates. When it gets hard, you make it work by any means necessary. And I haven't seen those mailers in probably about a good 10 years. Doing that, and they were like, we're going to give away a free gift. And it'd be like some little MP3, whatever. We would literally just go to get dinner. Literally. And so,
wow.
listen, it was crazy, but that's what we did. I mean, that's
Yeah.
my story. And you got to do what you got to do. I understand coming from the bottom,
Yeah.
you know, when your only form of extra money is like during tax return time and you're grateful you have kids because you get a little bit of extra money coming back. Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all, I done been through it. I know it. I got the tax returns receipts to show it.
I love it. oh my goodness. Okay, so through that process, word on the street is that being a business owner literally saved your family's life.
It did.
So yeah, so with that, how do you okay, so you expound on that a little bit more.
Okay.
So you can help someone who may be at that place right now.
Right. Okay. So, so my husband has always worked, right? He's always been the provider, whatever. So I just had time and, time to kind of figure out what I wanted to do. I had that grace. So I just wanted to put that out there, right? I always knew, and I told my husband years ago, like the way my brain processes things, I see opportunities everywhere, not knowing how to better leverage that. But over time and me just being in different places and spaces, it helped me curate to where I am now, right? So just know that one, it's going to be a process. You may not get it all today. You may not even get it all in a year, but just know that your process is not in vain, right? The only reason why I'm even in this position is because I didn't give up. Okay. So I just want to keep you encouraged. And like I said, I'm 12 years in the game, right? It may not take y'all 12 years because we have we have access to so many different tools and resources now that make it a lot easier. But just don't give up. So through the years, I have started several different businesses. I've done taxes. I've done inflatables. I've done hair when I don't really know how to do hair and I had to get refunds back because I did a bad job. I'm just telling y'all the whole truth, right? What else have I done? And so the one thing I've done that's been consistent probably for the last 6 years has been business development and coaching, right? Because I still love entrepreneurship. I wanted to get better at it, learn more about it. So I delved definitely into it, trying to learn more about it. And then I started helping other business owners scale and grow as well, right? Okay. And then there was a family friend of ours who taught us a very, very niche skill within real estate that literally helped keep our family's head above water, right? And so most people don't know, but one of my companies is a title abstracting company. People are like, what is title abstracting? That is basically where you do like your background checks on property, residential and commercial, right? Everyone who pretty much buys and sells properties has to go through a title check, one to verify who owns it, what all do they have tied to that property, what liens. Let's make sure that they actually own it and not somebody from 50 years ago that still owns it, that's an heir that can come back and take your property. They absolutely can, right? So my company does that, and we've been doing that since 2017, and we're still going. My husband operates that, right? Okay. So at the time we were both doing that particular line of work. And so in 2018, I gave birth to my son, Lorenz, who's my superstar. And we didn't know. So he was born early, right? He just had a birthday. He just turned 5. Y'all just don't know how amazing that is. He just turned 5. And when I tell you he is a miracle child, he really is a miracle child. And thankfully, due to the nature of the work we were doing with the title abstracting company, it allowed us to be flexible because we necessarily didn't have to be tied down to an office, but we can actually be remote. And so when my son was born, at the time, we didn't know he had any complications or issues, but I would say within 48 hours, really within 24 to 48 hours, we learned that he had a specific diagnosis called, under the umbrella of trisomy 22, called cat-eye syndrome, extremely rare. And he had so many birth defects, right? And so he was in the hospital, Ms. Sheila, his first year of life, he was in the hospital 222 days between 2 hospitals. That is a lot. That is enough to put anybody under. Wow. That is enough. And I tell people all the time, because they're like, why are you so passionate about entrepreneurship? It saved my life. It saved my family's life. Because I don't know what employer would have allowed me to be full-time with benefits and not working on the job as great for over 200 days. You find me an employee, I'll sign up today. However, I had my own business. My husband and I were already running our own business. And so being able to be flexible where we were divided, right? We still have other children, right? And they were still school aged. I'm still married. We still have a business, and we also have a child who's in the hospital. How do you handle it all? Honestly, I honestly don't know. And literally by the grace of God, I'm not going to try to dim it down. It's by no might of my own, but he has set up things already for us, knowing what we were going to be able to go through in the future. So we would be in the hospital room, laptops, printers. We'll be at the nurse's station. Can y'all fax this over? Can you copy this? Because they know the Souffrants are going to work, right? Okay. We have to work. We have mortgage. We have children. We still have to take care of. One of us is at home with the 3 children. The other one's at the hospital with our other son. Talk about hard. Yeah, extremely. I can't even put it into words. And we could talk about that for a later day. But us being entrepreneurs still allowed us, honestly, to live on survival mode for 3 years, because that was just his first year of life. My son now is 5. He's had 20 surgeries. He's in therapies. He's doing phenomenal right now, right? But those first 3 years were crucial, critical, in and out the hospital. You got so many teams of people that you have to consult with. You as a parent caregiver is hard. Okay. It is hard. Being a parent is difficult, but when you add caregiver, now you have other people that you have to talk to, consult with, and they're also analyzing and judging you to make sure you're capable of taking care of your child. Wow. It's a lot.
That's a lot. And then at what point do you have self-care? Yes. What point do you have self-care?
There's no self-care. Self-care was being able to come home and be discharged from the hospital and sleep in my bed. That was self-care, because that is all we could really do at that time. We ate out for 3 years. I didn't cook, but the business made enough money for us to be able to eat out as a family of 5 for 3 years.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
What I'm putting down, y'all.
Yes. Right? I love it.
Listen, I tell you, I can go on. But that's somebody else's story. And that's why I'm also passionate about helping the community. And we just launched last week that we started my son's foundation, the Lorenz Souffrant Family Foundation. I want to help family caregivers of pediatric children, help them to keep their head above water. Just even making $500 a month will be such a drastic change. When you talk about medicine, doctor's visits, travel, medical supplies, when y'all talk about that adding up, we just got a bill for my son being in an ambulance. That was $1,500. And the insurance did not cover that. Ouch. Yeah,
that's a lot. Wow, that's what is his name?
Lorenz.
Okay, happy birthday, Lorenz. So glad you're here. Please let him hear this. Happy birthday. You're a blessing to so many. Yes, he has a purpose for his life. That's why he's here. Absolutely. And I'm so glad that you pushed through. And it makes you feel, and for anyone that's listening, when you have your situation, when you hear Abby's experience, then you can look at yourself and say, you know what I'm going through ain't even that bad. Like, I'm home sleeping in my bed every day. I'm able to cook if I choose. My kids are fine. My husband's fine. And sometimes we don't look at it as, it could be worse. But we focus on ourselves and we're just like, I don't want to get up. We're so spoiled. We're so comfortable. Blah, blah, blah. We make the most excuses. We procrastinate. We no longer have that drive. We feel like someone owes us something. But at the end of the day, you have to work for it. As you see, she said she had a laptop and everything at the nurse's station. She didn't stop. She had to continue to work. I mean, that right there is encouragement enough. Now, when you got into government, okay, so you was doing the abstract, okay. Yes. So then how did you get interested in going into government contracting?
Okay. Listen, it's the funniest story, right?
Okay.
So in that 3-year period, we're kind of in that 3-year period, we kind of roll over into the time of the pandemic, 2020. At that time, I also got pregnant with my youngest, and I was like, "Oh Lord, I don't know what we're gonna do, right? Because I got my hands are already full, my plate is already full. But Lord, I'm gonna trust you, make a way." And I'm not gonna lie, I was extremely nervous because I'm very confident in myself and my abilities, even if stuff don't even work. Like we're gonna do it. We're gonna succeed. If we don't succeed, we'll analyze it and do our best to reassess and come back to the table and execute again, right? Yeah. So during the pandemic time, I had my daughter in May of 2020. So I'm already we're already sitting down chilling. Everybody in the house, right? And I come across an organization that was teaching about government contracting that was local in my area. And I love to learn. I love to learn new things. And so I was just intrigued. And so I took their classes. They were free, their webinars. So I'm like, great, I don't have to go in person. This is like right up my alley. Perfect, right? Because at the time, I like to hide behind the screen. So being on Zoom was perfect for me. And I have a newborn baby, and I still have kids who are doing virtual school, which was crazy in and of itself, right? And so I started taking their classes, and I was committed to learning, but there's things that intrigued me, but however, there were still some missing pieces to it, right? So then probably after about 10 months or so of taking classes for free, I just kind of left it alone and let it be what it be, whatever, right? We were still working the real estate business and it was still fine. And then I would say in 2022, I was on TikTok. I finally, gave into it and got on another social media platform and got on TikTok. Like, oh Lord, what am I going to do? I don't even utilize my other social media accounts properly at all. So here I go on TikTok. I'm on TikTok listening and learning. And then I come across this little black lady who is she vibrant. She talking her stuff and she talking about government contracting. She's talking about the government got this kind of spending budget and bill, and you need to join us on this webinar. I'm like, well, okay, she's speaking my language, right? Because I know a lot of information, a lot of stuff that goes on in social media land and business. A lot of it is fluff, right? And I can weed through the fluff. But she said something that was intriguing to me. So I was like, let me see what she got going on. So that was Coach Brooks, Coach Latasha Brooks. Look, she is my mentor. I'll let you know right now. Now y'all can't have her. I'm her favorite. All right, well, yeah, Sheila said her too, but I'm her favorite. So, but she may tell you different.
Okay.
So I took a webinar with her, getting to know more about what is this government contracting thing. Like I had heard about it a few years ago, went through some trainings. It was okay. Wasn't really intrigued because there were still some missing pieces. Got on with Coach Brooks and she just blew my mind. I'm like, sign me up for whatever she got going on. Right. Yeah. So I literally signed up for that webinar. Maybe a week or two later, I signed up for her boot camp to learn more in depth how to get into government contracting. When I tell you it was amazing, I don't think y'all can understand what I'm saying. It was amazing. Not only was it amazing, she broke it down in ways that made me understand the environment, the arena of government contracting. Not only that, at that time, I was like, all right, I'm still doing my real estate business and I had to focus. So I left that alone, let my husband operate that completely, and let me focus completely on this. Now, and I was already doing business consulting. So I was already kind of bringing in my business consulting into government contracting, seeing how does it all fit? Where does it make sense, right? So I officially started government contracting with my company June 1st. Well, within the first 45 days, we won 8 contracts.
What?
We were awarded.
Hold on. You said your first was June 1st, your first contract, and then you won 8.
No, we officially started government contracting, like us being active in the portals, having our certifications, getting the solicitations, and actually putting out bids. We started at June 1st, but within 45 days, we were awarded 8 contracts.
Whoa.
Yes.
Okay.
You
got to get the juice. You got to get the juice, sis.
I am team go hard or go home, right? Yeah. I've experienced enough hard, as you can hear. I've experienced enough hard in my life, enough for a lifetime, right? So it really doesn't matter what new thing I'm trying to do, trying to learn. It ain't as hard as what I've been through, right? But I also know that if I want to succeed in something, I got to let some things go, which included some family, really most family, okay? What I learned, listen, and we all have a knack for family. We love family. However, some of us got to put family in place. Some of them can't have first position.
Come on.
They may need to be in third position. Third, yes. I love you. I may show up for holidays. Like, you know, if I can't show up for holidays, I'll at least send some money for the groceries, for the food, you know, because I just can't be that present.
Yeah.
I need those who are in my first position, those who are in my inner circle, they need to be feeding me. I can't be feeding other people. In order for me to be great, I can't be feeding people in that sense, right? Because in my second circle, I'm feeding. But in my first circle, I need to be fed. And I'm very intentional about who feeds me. Okay.
Listen, hold up. That's a post. Be intentional of who's feeding you.
I'm telling you.
Woo!
And you're not going to always get it right, because there's some people who are there who are not necessarily supposed to be there, but you go through a weeding process. And sometimes some people are supposed to be there just for a season. No love lost. It's all right.
Woo! Okay, listen. Hold on. We got to go to a commercial break, but when we come back, I do want to hear. I want to hear more, but child, you got me going, honey. All right, we'll be back for this commercial break. Oh my God. Are you looking for relief from pain, insomnia, or anxiety? I too was there. I was taking over 21 pills and supplements a day until I found CBD. CBD oil helped relieve my pain, anxiety, and depression. I was able to wean myself off of all of my medicines. Yes, even my opioids. Listen, you can shop at houseofhemp.com for various ways to get CBD into your system to help you as well. You can get them in gummy form, flower form, or oil form, as I mentioned earlier. Listen, you can get your sleepy gummies, you can get your CBD gummies, your Delta 8 gummies, or even your Delta 9 gummies at a houseofhemp.com. Okay, all right. So thank you, A House of Hemp, for sponsoring this episode. We're talking to Abby, and she's just been throwing some gems our way. I hope you're catching them. Understand that no matter what you go through in life, if you stay focused and you have that passion, you can be successful. Now, we talked about her experiences with her son staying in the hospital for over 220 days, her drive for her and her husband to continue to stick together and continue to work. We also spoke on her getting into government contracting, how she got into it, how she started June 1st, and then within 45 days, she had 8 contracts. Listen, we've got to hear more of her story and more about this government contracting, because baby, I need to know. So if I'm a newbie and I'm interested in getting into government contracting, where do I start? Sign me up, coach. Put me in, coach.
You start with me. I'm gonna tell you right now, you start with me. All right. Find me. Listen, I have a lot of content that's on YouTube. YouTube.com at Abby Souffrant. I'm putting out stuff for the community there, answering a lot of their introductory questions that they have. Where do I get started? What do I do? I just did a video recently that talked about 10 things you need to do. And it's not that it's difficult, but when you work with the government, you got to have your stuff in place. They don't play around. However, it's not anything that we as business owners shouldn't already have, right? And some of us may not have, like, say, 1 or 2 things. That's okay. Those 2 things, generally speaking, are not hard to obtain. You just got to know what to do and where to go get them. And so when the government does business with businesses, okay, they do very small amounts of business with people, but I would say 99% of the time they're doing business with businesses. So first you got to have a business. however you want to be set up. I'll let you figure that out. Work with you and your own tax advisor or your business lawyer, figure that out, those details, right? In having a business, you have to have a couple things, right? You have to have a business address, right? In getting legitimized, right? I don't even know if that's a word, but we're gonna say it's the word today. In getting legitimized, they have to know that you have a space. A lot of people like to use virtual addresses. Yeah, they're cracking down on that because virtual addresses lead to more spam and more fake businesses, scam businesses. And so it is an investment, right? However, you have to have an address. Now you can also use your home address temporarily. I always say temporarily because we also want to scale up. If you don't have the ability to have an address at a commercial space, or even like renting out a room per se, you can definitely use your home address, right? You have to have your EIN. You have to have your operating agreement. You have to have a business bank account. How they're going to pay you? They don't pay you through Zelle and Cash App. No. We're not doing that. That is such a trigger for me. I'm sorry. Can I tell you? No, you cannot. I can invoice you though. I can invoice you. And when you're doing government contracting, there's three main levels, right? You're going to either want to work with, you can work with some or you can work with all. Federal government, those are the big boys that got the most money, right? But then you have your state government, whatever state that you're located in, or whatever state that you want to do work in. You can work with any state that you want to. And then we're also going to work with local government. Local government is your city, your county, your schools, your airports, right? I like to say anybody who's got a really, really big budget probably is associated with something with the government, and they all have opportunities to work with small businesses. When we're dealing with government contracting, we are solving problems for the government. And for me, I haven't found anyone else that have more problems than the government, right? So they need lots and lots of help. And people think that and not saying that they don't solve problems. They do. They have their sector that solves certain problems. But when you talk about getting things done and doing things, people are so shocked. That's us. That's small businesses, right? So let me give y'all some examples, right? And this can work in any sector, right? Well, actually, this is going to start. I'm going to start with local, and people love to talk to me about this. So I have a video that on my YouTube page talks about vending machines, and people are like, "How do you do vending machines with government contracting?" Well, when you go into the courthouse and you want something to drink, there's a vending machine there. Do you think the government that your city is operating that vending machine? Do you think that they're replenishing those drinks and snacks? No. We who have a vending machine business, we are the ones that are fulfilling that for them. Even in schools, even in airports. And people are like, wait, what? Even sometimes, even like in your courthouses, something as small as changing a light bulb or providing light bulbs, right? People are like, wait a minute, no. So you're saying somebody in office can't order light bulbs? Because I know I have my assistant order us paper and light bulbs, different things like that. However, a lot of things that are going on and functional in the courthouse, a lot of those things are supplied by business owners.
Wow. Okay, hold on. That's a lot. Because your average person does not know that. Does not know because the government is so big, you think the employees that work there handle that. But no. The government they are subcontracting in a sense. Mm-hmm. And they put out a bid saying, hey, we need this. And then they have verbiage of what they're looking for. Correct. And then you apply for it. So then they pay you and they pay you to get everything done.
Correct. Exactly.
Okay. So it sounds simple now. Now I've seen some government contracts. Sometimes the verbiage is intimidating.
It is.
How did you get past that verbiage? Or as you did it more and more? You didn't?
I don't care what the verbiage was. You said you're looking for light bulbs, we're gonna find you some light bulbs. If that's what you want, I'm gonna get to you. I have I'm known as shopping contract queen, right? So I do business consulting, administrative work, right? But some of the solicitations that I saw in these different vendor portals, and you have to be registered in these portals to bid, right? I was intrigued. I was like, they're looking for that? They're looking for this? I have seen so many things across all levels of government. I've supplied car seats to Department of Human Resources. And so when you think about people who need assistance, even with WIC and how they get their supplies and different things like that, who is supplying those breast pumps and who is supplying those car seats, cribs? They put those solicitations out there. You're like, wait, what?
Hold on.
Wait, what?
Pause. Okay, wait. Okay. So you're getting government contracting to get the things that the government offers to the people.
Yes.
And you're actually buying them for the government, and then the government pays you.
Correct.
All right. So with the car seats, what's some other things, contracts that you've done that you have, you won successfully when you bid it?
I have purchased school supplies. For a school. So we supplied, let's see, in that particular bid, we provided paper, flashcards, building blocks, bare blocks. It seems like usual things that you would probably use in like a pre-K, kindergarten, first grade level for math supplies for younger children in the school. They put out a bid, they liked our numbers, we won, we supplied it, got paid, right? Let's see, what else have I done? I've done my biggest contract, right? Let's talk about my biggest contract. So my biggest contract was over $1 million, and it was supplying meat. I'm not a butcher.
What? Hold up. It's supplying meat?
Meat. We did MEAT. We supplied 3 items: chicken liver, leg quarters, and I can't remember the third one.
Wait, that contract was over $1 million.
Yeah.
And it was meat.
It was meat.
What?
Yes.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Listen. Oh, people need to be hooked up with you, sis.
With me, baby. I'm trying to tell people. Listen, it has literally changed our life. Like, I thought my real estate was good. This is good. This is good. Now, I'm not gonna say, and I know I'm making it sound super easy, and it's only easy for me to explain it in this way because I've done it. I'm in it. When I'm teaching my students about this, first of all, I'm giving y'all the same energy. Right. We're looking up suppliers and wholesalers. We're going through the process of registration, making sure that you are properly positioned to not only seek opportunities, but also that you can also be found. Right. Because sometimes opportunities that come out in this government world, there's a smaller amount that comes out in the portals where they put out a solicitation, right, and let you know what they need. But when you're in this arena, the best thing for you to do is build relationships. You get way more contracts through your relationships.
Listen,
they'll call you on the phone and say, "Hey, Abby, the neighboring county needs light bulbs as well. Can you call so-and-so and she's expecting your phone call?" No problem. We did a good job.
I love it.
Job. And through business, we all know through business, the best form of marketing is word of mouth.
Yes.
It's the same thing in the government. Wow. They do the same thing.
Okay, so tell me about your program. You have mentees, right? You have a mentorship?
Yes.
Right,
so I have a mentorship.
I
have a mentorship. It meets on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. Central. I'm in Central. I'm located in Huntsville, Alabama, so we are Central time. But we meet every Monday, and we literally go over contracts. I teach you guys how to find contracts. We go over contracts. I'll pull a contract. We'll go through the details, how to respond. We'll go through how to find your third-party vendors, wholesalers, distributors, manufacturers. We'll go through the whole 9. Sometimes some of my mentees will bring a contract. We'll go over it there. Oh, I'll find contracts. And in this particular season, since we're in fourth quarter, there's so many contracts. This season, I'm literally just putting them on game. If you didn't do your due diligence during the week, Abby is going to provide you guys with contracts. And so this week we went over contracts for car seats, right? My state was looking for car seats again. And I said, listen, y'all bid on it and we can bid through my account. And I probably shouldn't be doing this, right? But I built certain relationships with certain mentees. And I said, you can absolutely bid and you can have all the money. I don't want the money. I just want you to have the win.
Yeah, that's
awesome. I want you to have the win. I want you to have
that is so awesome to have that heart for the people.
Listen.
I need, okay, now do you be holding people's hand? Because I need my hand held.
See, listen, let me tell you, I don't hold people's hands, right? However, because I'm so community oriented, we're literally doing a huddle. There's so many of us in the group. There's whether you're struggling or whether you're on top, you're going to help somebody, right? Okay. There's a question, there's going to be a concern, there's going to be a win. Whatever it is, the community that I'm creating is helping you wherever you are. Right. And you have no choice but to step up because that's just the nature of our community, because I want everybody to win. I want y'all to win. It's right there. I see so many opportunities that I cannot handle. I cannot manage. I cannot bid. And I have a team and we cannot go after all of those things. So those of you who are, a lot of my mentees are brand new. They're starting out here. I see this. Go apply for this. You know what to do. I have taught you well. Go find a vendor, get your numbers, submit your bid. I want you to win. Get used to winning because that's what we're trying. That's what we're doing. Get used to winning.
Oh my gosh. It's either win or win. That's the only options. We're going to win or we're going to win. Period.
Pretty much. And that's my whole desire. And it gives a different spin on to, what you do as a business owner. And I tell people all the time, because they're like, well, we want to do shopping contracts, right? Because I'm known as shopping contract queen. So like, how do you get into shopping contracts? And I said, well, listen, for every industry, you can provide a service and a product, right? So if let's say you do janitorial, and I probably see more contracts for construction and janitorial, they're like hand in hand, right? And if all else fails, I'm going to janitorial, let y'all know right now, right? Because I know I can find a contract. But let's say janitorial as an example. You do janitorial work, you like to do cleaning, whatever the case is. As a service, you can clean, right? You know all the details about that. However, on the product side, you know what products you use to clean with. You have cleaning products, you have the brushes and scrubs, you have gloves, you have trash bags, you have the cart that has all your stuff on it. Those are all supplies that are also in bids that other agencies are looking for. So you can provide a product or a service within your industry. You don't have to go outside of your industry. I don't want you to go outside of your industry. I want you to stick to one thing. And within that one thing, you can provide a service and a product. And you can maximize in the marketplace that way.
That's very good advice. That's very good advice because so many times I know when I look at contracts, it's all over the place. And I try to maneuver myself to fit the contract, but I don't know nothing about it.
And you don't need to. And I did that. And I did that in the beginning. And that's why you get burnt out and exhausted.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I'm gonna go ahead and supply these baby bottles. No, I don't do nothing with children, I don't do that, but after time you get to learn and better curate what you have to offer to the marketplace, to these different agencies. And so when you're going to these different events, whether it's on virtual, whether it's in person, and you're marketing your business, they know you're the janitorial girl. You do all things janitorial, right? And you want to be known for a thing. That way your name resonates with more people with the service or product that you have to offer. So doing multiple things, it confuses them. Shoot, it confuses me sometimes. I can't keep up sometimes. Yeah. But when I narrow down and focus on what I was going to do, from then I was successful. I would say I was more successful because I can't do all these things. I can try, but I'm gonna be burnt out really, really quick. So my advice is we all do many different things. We have many different skills. Hone in on one and trust that one. I promise you won't be disappointed.
So is there a best time to start? Like, is there a certain time in the season to start?
If I would say that there's a best time, I would say Q1 for the government, because it is not as active, right? Right now we're in fourth quarter for them. That is July to September. It's on and popping right now. There's the most money is spent in this quarter. After this quarter is done, the beginning of the first quarter, October 1st, it's still a little hot, but it's coming down, right? The slowest season is the first quarter. However, if you're listening to this podcast and it's the second quarter, it don't matter. There's open registration, right? Get in when you can. Okay. The longer you delay, the longer you delay. That's on you, right? I'm all about action and execution. You want something, you show up for it, right?
Most definitely.
So whenever you can, get in. There's no, set time where you can and cannot enter. At least that's for right now. Things change with the government every day, all the time. But as far as I've learned, if you want to be a vendor, if you want to be a supplier of services or products within any form of government, their portals are always open to receiving new vendors all the time.
Okay, so tell me about your mentorship. And is that an open enrollment for your mentorship as well?
Yes, so it's open enrollment for my mentorship. You can find our mentorship at patreon.com/resource membership. So we meet on the Patreon platform. I give gems, I give tips, I put out contracts that I find because I see so much. There's so much that comes in my inbox. It is just like overwhelming sometimes. But like I said, we meet once a month. We have a live Zoom call. I prefer for people to meet with me in this space because you get to be a part of the community. There's someone that may ask a question that you didn't think of. There may be someone who has a similar question to you and you just don't want to necessarily ask it. You have access to me one-on-one during that time. So you absolutely want to maximize. And I also bring a couple of my other friends who are in the space in there to answer questions, to give insight, to give gems, whatever the case may be. I want to provide my community with the best. And it's affordable. I mean, it's $50 a month. I don't want to make it astronomical. I'm not trying to be guru, influencer, whatever the case is, and having y'all pay like light bills for a mentorship. Like, no. And my family's big, so our light bill is like $400 a month and they don't turn off nothing. So I'm not trying to do that to y'all. All right.
Yes. Wow.
So
that is so affordable. Like, you have so much knowledge. You're the GOAT. You're the shopping contract queen. And it's only that amount. Like, I am signing up, sis. I am signing up.
More. And I tell people all the time, like, I'd rather you get in the community to get what you can get, right? Because when you get to the point of my like one-on-ones, like, I would rather that be a point of execution, that you've done the foundational work first. Yes. I don't prefer to do foundational phone calls only because that's something you can do for free. Right. I want to maximize on your investment, where we can at a point where we can execute. But I try my best to give as much foundational stuff through my YouTube page, in video format, and then also to my community, so that you have the time and the resources to build up and to get those things checked off that list one by one. Right. There's no particular rush. However, I want to give as much as I can for the community to get to where they need to get to. And then it's like, all right, Abby, I think I need to do a one-on-one. And I'm like, all right, let's go.
Wow. That is so awesome. Okay. So you don't have to be in the area because she's going to do it remote. So you're going to meet on Zoom or whatever you're going to meet.
Yeah, we meet on Zoom on Mondays.
You're going to meet on Zoom. You're going to pay that. She's going to give you everything that you need to be successful in government contracting. I'm going to say it today. I will start as well. So if anyone from the Thrive Tribe wants to join in, we'll be in together. And then we can keep up with everyone's not contract. We can keep up with everyone's progress.
Yes.
And I'm going to come back here and give y'all my wins.
I'm telling you.
Well, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to have some wins because I'm learning from the best. She knows what she's doing. She is confident. She has the experience. She has the connections, everything that you need to learn from a mentor. I am so glad that you're here today, Abby. I mean,
Thank you,
listen.
Miss Sheila. Thank you, Miss Sheila. I appreciate you so much. You know, you got to the bone too. So I'm like, I had to get on Miss Sheila.
I am so glad that you're here. Okay, so tell the people, what is your social media handles? How can they contact you? All of that. But we're going to have it in the show notes as well, but I want them to hear it.
All right. So my hub where it has all my stuff, go to abysouffrant.com. Right. And that's going to be my hub for everything. I got quick links for everything that you need to do. You want to get into government contracting. You want to get into the resource membership. You want to find me on YouTube. You can go there. You go on YouTube, also look me up, Abby Souffrant. You'll find me there. On Instagram, I am at Abby N, the letter N for Nicole Contracts, Abby and Contracts. That's where I am on Instagram land. I am on Facebook, but I normally just having a good time on Facebook. I teach, but mostly you'll see everything. You'll see everything more constructive on YouTube and Instagram. And if you just like to have a good time and just, I live life on Facebook. So, you know, I just be hanging out on Facebook. So yeah. Yeah.
And Souffrant is spelled Souffrant.
Yes.
For those who's not actually watching this, you're actually listening to it. Okay, so for the people, tell the people as we close out, what is your closing remarks, advice, or any gems that you want to drop?
At the end of the day, life is going to keep going on. Life is going to be lifing. And it is truly up to you to make the changes necessary to get to where you want to get to. And there are opportunities that are available out there for you to take advantage of that can truly change the trajectory of your life. You already have what you need. You just got to show up. So show up for you so you can show out. That's it.
Come on, sis. Yes, that's one of my favorite sayings. You already have what you need. Everything that you need in life is in you. Yeah. Oh, see, we right here together. Thank you for coming to the show, love. Oh my goodness, you all go follow her. Go join her mentorship before the price go up. Then you got to use your gas money for that. Because at the end of the day, that price is extremely low, but I see she has a heart for the community, and that's why she's doing it. She wants everyone to be able to take the advantage of it and learn as well, because it can change your life. It can really change your life. Listen, thank you for showing up today. Thank you for coming to the show. I am so excited to have Abby to be here today. Listen, I'm almost speechless, and y'all know I don't be speechless. I love her heart. I love the Sheila C Hill Show because we bring the best. Listen, if you haven't done so, subscribe, like, and share, and give us some feedback. If Abby said anything that resonates with you, please let us know. And if you want her to come back and tell more of the side of her struggles in her family and how she made it through on that personal side, put it in the comments. Give us some feedback on that as well, because so many parents are dealing with children with special needs and they are at wit's end, and becoming a parent caregiver. That's a whole nother episode that we can touch on as well. But give us some feedback, and just know that we appreciate you listening on today. Listen, if no one's told you today that you are loved and highly appreciated, I'm telling you that you are loved and highly appreciated. And I want you to do the best that you can do today. And just know that everything that you have, that you need in life, is within you. Okay? So understand that. Like, subscribe, and share the Sheila C Hill Show. And until next time, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. Until next time on the Sheila C Hill Show, baby. Yeah.